Alright, so this is just to maybe answer some questions on this water usage and energy consumption sheet. So I'll go through it just like I would typically in class. So have you ever given serious thought to the amount of water and electricity that you and your family use on a daily basis? While water is a renewable resource, the total supply of fresh water is limited. For most people, electricity comes from the burning of fossil fuels rather than from renewable resources such as solar energy or wind energy. Fossil fuels are not renewable, and the burning of fossil fuels contributes to global environmental problems. Most of us take for granted that we will always have clean water and an ample supply of electricity available to us for our daily activities. In this activity, you will determine your daily water usage and energy consumption and analyze ways that you can aid in water and energy conservation. So it says that you're going to need paper, pencil, and a calculator. You're going to do some multiplication, a water bill and or an electric bill. So I have provided both in water and an electric bill with the assignment. You will have reference tables. That's also another attachment. They look like this for you to use to help out in the process. And we'll go through where we're going to use those. So it's just going to show the water use and energy consumption of daily activities. So you've been provided with the two reference tables. Reference table 1 is the household uses of water. Reference table 2, energy consumption of electrical appliances, so not gas appliances. So you're going to think carefully about each of the questions below. Be as honest and truthful as possible when considering how much water and energy you use on a daily basis. So the first one asks, how many gallons of water do you think you use a day? Without looking at the reference tables, estimate your daily water use. Later in the activity, you'll compare your estimated use to what your calculated water use is. So you're just going to use the units that are on the water bill, and those should be in gallons. So the data table below lists most common indoor uses of water for family. It's below, it's actually on this page. Water uses, it has a nice little list of them. By using reference table 1, determine your individual water use per day for each activity. For family activities such as running the dishwasher or washing machine, you must determine your individual portion of the activity. So if your dishwasher runs one time each day and there are 4 members of your family, record 1/4 of the water usage as your individual portion. Once you have recorded the data for each activity, determine your total water usage per day and record all answers in data table 1. So, sink and running faucets. So you're determining, let's start with like your standard shower. So if you look at the reference table, it says standard shower, and you take a 5-minute shower. That means that at 5 gallons per minute, you're going to have 25 gallons per minute, if that is how long you take a shower. Now that is going to change. I mean, if you have a longer shower, you're going to use more gallons per minute and stuff like that. Dishwasher, if you do 4 dishwasher loads a day, then that's 11 gallons a load. Now for your individual use, if you remember that from the other page, you would be multiplying 11 gallons by 0.25 if you only did 1 load a day. If you did 4 loads a day, it would be 11 gallons of water. So that's all you're doing for this table right here. So helpful notes: running sink faucets might include brushing your teeth, washing your hands, wetting a washcloth to wash your face. So you're just thinking about the total amount of time you run a sink faucet. The average person flushes the toilet 6 to 8 times per day. And so you're going to be determining your monthly water usage. You multiply your daily usage by 30 days. And then you answer the questions. How does your individual estimated water usage compare to the calculated one that you did up here in the table? Is it likely that there are indoor uses of water that are not listed in this data table? So you'd have to come up with some of those. Then you're using reference table 1 and your answer from question 5. So question 5, to make an educated guess as to how much additional water use you use. So you write those estimates in here. And then you add the water usage amounts from question 6, right up here, to those in data table 1 to figure out individual and family usage per day and month. Then you look at your water bill and you determine how much water is actually used in a month. So the usage shown on your water bill, what unit your water bill uses. And if your water bill records the usage in gallons or liters, great, simply continue to answer the questions below. However, if your water bill records usage in cubic meters or in a unit called CCF, use the conversion factors below to convert units to gallons or liters. So if you look at the water bill I provided you, if you don't have a water bill, it does use CCF, so you are going to keep that in mind. If your actual water bill that you or family has doesn't or measures it in gallons or liters, you're just fine. But please make sure that you're looking at those conversion factors. You're just using those simple conversion factors from freshman science. So using the conversion factors, you're going to calculate how many gallons or liters of water your family used. If it's already in gallons and liters, you know that. You have to look at the dates of service, how many days are reflected in the bill. Then you're dividing the amount of water used by the number of days, so you can see how much is used per day, so it even tells you what math to do. And divide the above figure by the number of people in your family, and you can find your individual amount. So once again, simple division, that's why you have the calculator. Okay, moving on to the next page. In question 7, you calculated the amount of water used by your family per day. How does your calculated value compare to the actual amount in the water bill? Then you're answering how does your individual usage compare to the estimated amount that we use per day. In this activity, you have only considered water usage inside your home. In what ways does your family use water on the outside of your home? So what about watering that lawn and things like that, gardens? The activities listed in the reference table 1 list a few ways that you use water directly. Make a list of the ways you use water indirectly. So you just make a list of those. And do you have any evidence that would indicate that the water supply in your area is decreasing in size? If so, what? Then you move on to this next page, which is just a table about how you can reduce your water usage. So how can you reduce water use while you're taking a shower? Take shorter showers. Then you have part B. Part B is the analysis of an electrical bill. So you're following the steps below to complete the consumption table. So you identify all the devices and appliances in your home that use electricity, and you write them down in this column. Then in this column, you're using reference table 2. So if you remember from this, here's reference table 2. And so you're looking at your electricity usage, and you're writing in these numbers, kilowatts per hour. Then you write down how many hours they are used per day, so how many hours you use the ceiling fan, you would write in here. And you're going to round the usage time to the nearest quarter hour, so 15 minutes is a quarter of an hour. Then in the daily energy consumption, you're going to multiply the energy consumed, this column right here, by hours per day to find the number that goes in this column. Then you're going to add the kilowatt hours, so this column right here, used by each appliance to determine your household energy consumption. So you got all the numbers in here to find the answer to the number 2. Then you're looking at the electric bill that I provided, so number of days on the electric bill, number of kilowatt hours, or you can use your own. It's actually better if you use your own because then it's more accurate. Mine is just a generalized household one. So for your answer in question 3, how many kilowatt hours does your home use per day? It tells you that you're dividing it by numbers of days, so you know how to do the math there. So you're comparing your calculated version to your actual bill in this question. Then you're looking at what is the cost of a kilowatt hour in your local area. So I did actually provide you a local electric bill, so you should be good on that. And if you're calculating the cost, you would, of a kilowatt hour, divide the amount you are charged on the bill by the total number of kilowatt hours used. It may already be calculated, so you might not even have to do math there. Alright, so then this is just a scenario where you're watching a 3-hour movie with your friend using a DVD player connected to your TV. It's cold outside, so you have the furnace running, and of course for the snack you're going to have a cake, because that sounds delicious, so you're using all of these electrical appliances here. And then your TV room has a light from a 100 light bulb, so you're using reference table 2 to fill out this column. It's going to be for 3 hours, so that makes it easy. Then you do the math just like you did in the other table for this column right here and add them up. And so now you're trying to, in 8, you have those totals according to the information you recorded in this data table. What household activity consumes the most energy in your home? Which of these? List ways that your family can reduce energy consumption, and then you're done. So that is the entire project explained. I'll take a brief look at the water bill here. You can see that this is in CCF, and it also has math right there to help you out, so you don't have to think about it too much, and you can see how much is used. Electric bill is taken from the local electric one, so you can see how much is charged, and you can see the days. You have your usage history, and then the total at the bottom there. So all of the numbers that you need to use can be found on the bills that I provided for you, or your own individual electric and water bills for your families.